Hey, glad you can make it. And drawing technology is all about the details. There are lots of little pieces with technology. Like for this laser gun, and there aren't any real laser guns, not like this, so in my mind, I made up some rules for it as I drew it. Um, well, real guns, there are gas operated guns where they use as the bullet flies out of the barrel, it uses the gas, the compressed gas left behind, takes it through a tube, puts it back to as part of the blowback. Well, no, there's blowback action, then there's gas operated. The gas is used to operate the mechanism, which then sends the next bullet in. So this is a laser. There's no recoil. There's no gas, but still, I felt like there should be some sort of connection between the muzzle and the main body here. Then got a scope on it, a scope on a pistol. It can happen. It's sci-fi. Then there's a safety switch here. Then maybe some sort of like gen, ejectors, maybe for some sort of like capacitor or something. I don't know. And then just got little details like here. There's a lever for releasing the tube, and the tube has to be flexible, so I'll make it ribbed. Like you see those. It doesn't have to be ribbed to be flexible, but I think it'll add some detail to the tube instead of just making it be one plain looking piece. You can see I don't know if you do this already or not, but you can see I'm rotating my sketchbook so that the angle I'm drawing from doesn't really change. Here, I was coming around, I was getting to the spine over here, and that was going to mess up my leftiness, so I rotated around this way. So your hand has a okay, all right, good, good. Yeah, your hand has a natural angle that you feel better drawing certain things than other ways. So yeah, if you already do that, I'm gonna get my kneaded eraser. This could be helpful. There it is. A kneaded eraser is a pencil artist's best friend. I don't know if you've used it before or if you know of it, but if you draw with pencil, get one. I can shape it so that it only erases where I want it to erase. It can go down as fine as I need it to, which is what this is best for. And regular erasers work just fine, but when you need to erase little areas, like I want to make sure I get inside this tube. I don't want to erase outside the tube or erase the tube itself. I just want to erase what's inside the tube. No, no, it doesn't. It takes a lot of effort to pull this apart. Yeah. If you don't have one and you want to get one, um, you can get them from a hobby store, craft store. They're called kneaded erasers, like you knead like kneading bread, because it's a eraser that you could knead, I guess, if you wanted to. Um, okay, cool. Yeah. Uh, when I first learned out about this when I was taking art classes, and I was so happy to have it. I was like, "Where has this been all these years? This is amazing." Now, of course, it's not perfect. I'm still erasing some of the lines I don't want to erase, but there's still enough right there I can pretty easily just draw right back over that. And I always draw from light to, well, as far as pressure goes, the pressure I put on the pencil, I always start off light and then go slightly harder with each stroke. That's why my digital drawings look really sketchy sometimes too, because I have the same habit of doing that, uh, drawing digitally, of the sketchy back and forth motion. Right, so let's. Um, Very rarely, because I press it very lightly on the pencil, on the paper, I mean, with the pencil. I use very light pressure. When you color in colorful pencil, I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand it. Understand the statement. This is it's a mechanical 0.7 millimeter. I normally use 0.5, but this is just a 0.7. I've been refilling this a couple times. It works well enough. It's not an artist pencil, but it's something I'm used to, so it's what I use. Now for doing pieces like, let's see. Let's see, where is it? You know, you know what? Oh yeah, here it is. Now for doing pieces like this, I used a mixture of different pencils. I didn't use a mechanical pencil for it. I used artist pencils. I used medium, soft, and extra soft. If you don't already know, the softer it is, the softer the pencil, the darker it'll be. The harder the pencil, the lighter it will be. And also the more smooth the line will be too. So I use harder pencils for doing sketches and for doing outlining, and then use softer pencils for adding in darker areas, the shaded areas, for getting a differentiation of the lighting. Yeah, yeah. You can definitely do that. I can see I'm putting a slight curve on this ribbing. I'm not just going straight across because it's a cylindrical object. There's not going to be any straight lines on it unless you're looking straight on at it. Now it's because the way I imagine it, it's coming, it's curving towards the viewer and then going back up. So at some point it's going here. I had it switch over to start rotating the other way. So that adds a little bit of interest there. And let's finish up the rest of the body here before I start on the head. So got the hand. A little bit of the hand is going to be going, the thumb here is going to be overlapping that. Now the fingers are rarely straight and stiff like that. Like, people don't naturally do that. A hand at rest is relaxed and curved, and I imagine that she's relaxed in this stance. So, going to get my knuckle line. So I got that's going to be right here for the pointer finger, the middle finger, ring finger, and then the pinky finger up here. Now, does that look all right? Uh-oh, you know what? It's a lot smaller than the other hand, I think. That's another one of the challenges of drawing hands, is making sure they match up. I'm just gonna bump it up just a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of fatten up the lines I already have there. I have her wearing a glove, so it'll be okay. It's the it'll be okay if there's uh, some uncleanness to the lines. I'll just say it's part of the glove. It's a little bit better. It'll do. I'm not going to stress it too much, really. I made a clean spot. Yeah, I smudge my art as I draw. That's why you saw me draw from right to left, because being left-handed, unless I learn to keep my hand off the paper, which some artists do, and it's very difficult for me to do that, I draw from right to left so that, for the most part, my hand will only be smearing the line work. Now, if I started from left to right, I'll be smearing all this as I drew it. Don't want to do that. Yeah, so I think it's time to start on the tentacle hair. Let's see. Um, I don't know, like octopus type tentacles, I guess. The octopus ones aren't slippery. Oh, I'm trying to make it look like those tentacles, so I'm going to put, like you see, I've hinted at the suckers that are underneath here. And also, see, I'm not terminating on with points on here. I'm making it slightly rounded. Now here I have the opportunity to rotate this tentacle to show the suckers underneath. I think I'll do that. It's kind of cool, I guess. I'll do that to this one too. I'll just have this showing the underside as well. They have all. Let's see, there's going to be some headgear here. Now, as you use it, the, the graphite will build up, like just erasing that one little part. And you can see that there's a dark spot there. So as you use it, it won't erase as well in that one particular spot. So it's important to keep rotating the point that you're erasing from. Like, erase a couple times and just like fold over a little bit, reshape it a bit. Yeah, no problem. I hope I can be at least a little bit helpful. I'm not a professional, but been drawing for a while, so I'd like to think I know a few things. I can't give as much advice as a professional that's half my age would be able to, but I'll just do what I can do. That's one thing that had me discouraged for a long time, was that there were kids half my age with twice my talent. And I was like, well, why should I even draw? So I decided, well, you know what? I won't get as good as they are. They've got a head start on me, but I can still get better. I can improve. And I'm not going professional anyway, so I'll just improve as best I can, just enjoy what I'm doing. So I was able to change, get a more positive outlook on my drawing. Rarely was I ever pushed to really improve my art. I was just, friends and family, oh, wow, you're such a great artist. And that was all I heard, so I thought I was okay. But then I started seeing artists my same age, and I realized I was getting passed up. I had been stagnant. I hadn't pushed to improve myself. I hadn't tried to come out of my comfort zone. And that is what I'm doing now. Drawing these hands, a year ago, I would not have drawn these. I would have hidden them behind something. But not anymore. I don't hide the hands anymore. I boldly go and try to draw them. Why is there a map on my desk? Actually, this is our dining room table, and we are big Lord of the Rings fans. And as an anniversary present for my wife, I turned our dining room table into a map of Middle Earth. So I painted the table. Anyway, that was quite a project. I've got a post in my feed, kind of towards the back of it, um, where I show kind of an overview of the work I did on it. Excuse me. A little bit of burps. Okay, so now that I know where the hair's coming down, now I know where to draw the shoulders and the upper arm. Well, I love the movies. I love the books. I definitely recommend watching them. Of course, my favorite is watching the extended version, where each movie is like 4.5 hours. But I know not everyone can do that. But that's the best versions of the movies. They did a very good job of adapting the book to film. It's not a straight translation from the book. They leave out a lot of stuff, but they did a good job with it. They captured the spirit of it. For the mouth, I like to make the darkest points the corners of the mouth. I don't really go into much detail with the lips. I just like to kind of suggest that they're there. I'm sorry, how come? How come what? Um, well, it looks more realistic. It creates some depth other than just a line. Because the real world isn't made up of lines, it's made up of lights and darks, shadows. So drawing the mouth, the dark points of the mouth that I like to point out are the corners of the mouth. I think it gives the mouth some depth, some volume to it. Lots of people have different techniques for drawing the mouth. That's kind of a lazy way to draw mouth, what I use. I've tried drawing lips before, I just haven't found a way that works for me to really draw the lips. Now the eyes. Don't forget that there's skin above the eye too. Basically like with the eyelid, it closes, the skin stretches out, the eyelid stretches out, but then when the eye opens, all that skin is squished up here. So I put a line or two up there to show that. I don't go crazy on the eyes. I love drawing eyes, I just like drawing them quickly. So, yeah, that's it. That's probably all I'm gonna do for her eye. Well, the eyelashes cut off the front there, and let's see, eyebrow, taking that up a little bit, and that one there too. There's some tentacles behind, coming off the back of the head. I'm not going to make the lines I'm not going to put as much weight on those lines because I don't want it to get confused with the lines in the foreground with the hair in the front here. So I'm just going to very lightly hint that there are more back there. Okay. I don't like this. Um, Interesting that you ask. I have not used Krita, but I do all my digital drawing in Clip Studio. Clip Studio is amazing. It's it's a wonderful drawing program. I used to use Photoshop, and I was very reluctant to switch from Photoshop because I've used it for almost 20 years, so I'm very familiar with it. But when I finally switched to Clip Studio, I'm so glad I did. The drawing in Clip Studio is so much more natural. It's amazing compared to Photoshop. Photoshop was not designed for drawing. It's been adapted for drawing, but it wasn't designed for drawing. It's Photoshop. It's designed for photo manipulation. Clip Studio is designed for digital drawing and animation. That's its purpose. And it does it very well. start cleaning some of these sketch lines up. So, cool that the one you bought came with Clip Studio. Yeah. The software that comes with it, you can customize the clicks on the delay I speak and when you hear it. Which sentence do you want me to repeat? Hey, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I didn't know what to draw, so some viewers suggested that I draw some anime boobs, and ended up being attached to a alien girl with tentacle hair. So that's what I got going on here. Um, Animation, Clip Studio, it has animation features built into it. I haven't messed with it, but it's supposed to be pretty good. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, I need to clean up the face a bit. I suggest you watch some tutorials. The interface is pretty simple, but there's a lot under the surface. And they've got all the different tools already pre-configured, but you can go into the properties for each tool and completely customize them however you want. Oh yes, so many keyboard shortcuts. What you'll want to do is program your tablet, the hotkeys on your tablet. For example, here's my Intuos Medium and my stylus. The nub's been worn down quite a bit. This is my fourth nub so far, or nib as they call it. Not nub, it's a nib. Um, you've got a rocker button here. No eraser on the stylus. An old one I had an eraser, and also tilt support. This one doesn't have tilt support, but you got two buttons here. And in Clip Studio, I use the back one for panning around. So if I hold the back one and move around, it will pan. I'll pan around instead of having to go to the side and click on the scroll bars on the side of the window. And the front one, I have configured where if I hold the front one down, it will switch to the eraser tool until I let go. Then it'll switch back to the original tool I had. So it's very useful for when I'll be drawing and then don't like a line, and a Control Z undo won't fix it. So I'll just hold that down, erase it, and then go back to drawing by letting go of it. So it's very, very intuitive that way. And then also I've got these buttons on this. And by default, at least on mine, these were zoom in and zoom out. And I programmed these. I programmed this to be Control Z, and this is for I hold it down, and as I hold them, I can move the stylus, and it will rotate the image. So, like if this was on the computer screen, I hold that down, and I can rotate it. just like paper, you know. It'd be nice if there were more hotkeys on here, but that's for the Intuos Pro. Anyway, so there's a little brief look at my Intuos. Okay, I need to do the background. Oh, there's a little bit more, a little bit of technology on her head. Why not? Now I don't want to go super detailed in the background. Personally, I like to leave I like to have the backgrounds not distract from the main subject. I'm just going to be some stuff behind her. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. I do appreciate it, and yeah, I'll finish this up tonight and put it on my feed. So I'll talk to you later, dude. Bye bye. Good night.